Hey everybody, it's J-Rex here, and today is the day. The trailer for the new Walking with Dinosaurs miniseries is now out. And so I just want to start off with saying I love the original Walking with Dinosaurs miniseries. I saw that when I was about 5 years old, and it was amazing. It's like watching dinosaurs like in a nature documentary, like watching dinosaurs in their natural habitat, as if the filmmakers went back in time and filmed them. But of course, the reality was it was kind of like the combination, like it was kind of like what they did in Jurassic Park, where it was a combination of computer animated dinosaurs, CGI, and practical effects. So like animatronics, like they use up for the close up shots, and it was great. Walking with Dinosaurs, I consider it a total classic, and I love it even up to this day. And of course, most of the information is now outdated in terms of scientific accuracy, but but still, Walking with Dinosaurs, it's a classic. It deserves a lot of respect, even up to this point. And now, after 25 years, I guess, Walking with Dinosaurs is back in a brand new series. Call it Walking with Dinosaurs 2. So, of course, it's not like a retelling of the original series, because, that would be just pointless. But still, this series is going to be based on the more updated information in paleontology. And of course, and just like the original series, there's going to be 6 episodes, and some of the creatures we might recognize from the original series, but most other ones, they're going to be brand new in terms of, the series. And yeah, so with that said, I'm going to be reacting for the first time at the new Walking with Dinosaurs miniseries trailer, and let's check it out. Triceratops? Wow. Pachyrhinosaurus. Triceratops. Albertosaurus. Spinosaurus. Like Deinonychus? Gastonia? So guys, that was my reaction to the new trailer for the new Walking with Dinosaurs miniseries, and looks great. It looks great. Now I want to talk about the creature designs in terms of scientifically accurate. First, I want to start off with you guys probably noticed my little clinch earlier with with this guy, with the Sauropod Titan blowing inflatable sacks out of its head. I mean, interesting idea, yes. And we do have evidence that sauropods did have air sacs within their necks and in their heads, which would help them make them more flexible. And then, like I said, interesting idea, but I probably wouldn't depict sauropods like that, because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird. But interesting idea, but kind of weird, because I probably wouldn't depict my sauropods blowing like inflatable sacks out of their heads. I mean, blowing down their neck, like in Prehistoric Planet with the Dreadnoughtus, was kind of weird, but interesting, yes. But I probably wouldn't depict sauropods blowing like bubble-filled sacks out of their necks or out of their heads, because I think that might be just a little too weird. But I'm sure that, but maybe for some other purposes, but probably not like that. Probably wouldn't go like that far. So, but anyway, the Titan design itself looks great. It looks great. And Lucitan, it kind of looks like Brachiosaurus, and Lucitan, was a late Jurassic sauropod from Portugal, and it kind of looks like Brachiosaurus, only a little taller. And yeah, Lucitan design looks great. So I'm really excited to see it. Oh, Spinosaurus! Spinosaurus is in the series. We finally get to see Spinosaurus in the most accurate depiction ever. And it looks beautiful. And yeah, even though I'm more of a fan of the early 2000s and the and the 2010s version, yeah, before the 2014 depiction. Yeah, the Spinosaurus in this series looks beautiful. The most accurate Spinosaurus depiction I've ever seen. I will admit, it looks a lot better than the 2014 depiction, because that one, it's just the proportions look just off. I don't think it would look something like that at all. But this current version, at least it can still walk on land, which is great. And for the first time, we see baby Spinosaurus. When was the last time we saw a baby Spinosaurus? Even though we haven't really found any baby Spinosaurus fossils yet. But I would say the babies, I think this is a good start. They got like a bit of a cute looking appearance. And they got like a slightly small sail. It's not quite fully developed, but I would say the baby designs, it's a good start. I'm really excited to see Spinosaurus, at least the most accurate version of Spinosaurus, the most accurate depiction of Spinosaurus ever. And I will say, this version, the Spinosaurus in this series looks a truckload of lot better than in Jurassic World Rebirth, because this design I'm not really too fun with. Okay, I don't really like this design because for one reason, the neck is way too short. So, but here the Spinosaurus looks beautiful, fantastic, just it looks amazing. Okay, I'm really excited to see the most accurate depiction of Spinosaurus on the screen. Really excited. And the Raptors, and I just looked up, and at confirmed creatures in the series, these are actually Utah Raptor, not Deinonychus. I thought they were Deinonychus because I thought they looked smaller than Utah Raptor, because Utah Raptor I thought looked a little bigger than that. But these are Utah Raptor. They just looked small from a far distance. So yeah, these are Utah Raptor, and Utah Raptor was in the original series, and I would say the Walking with Dinosaurs Utah Raptor from the original series, I would say that's the best depiction of Utah Raptor in terms of scientific accuracy for the time. Of course, now we know that Utah Raptor and all Dromaeosaurs had feathers, and these guys look great. And I like the feathers. I like the claws and the teeth. Yeah, these guys look pretty terrifying. And it looks like they're going up against a Gastonia, which would make sense. Which also would make sense because Utah Raptor and Gastonia seem to have that typical predator-prey relationship, kind of like how with Deinonychus is always associated with Edmontosaurus, that kind of predator-prey relationship. And also Triceratops and T-Rex, typical predator-prey relationship. So, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen in this story. Maybe for the first time we're gonna see an ankylosaur being brought down for the first time. I mean, clearly they're working as a pack. So, and Gastonia can only face one of them. So, if he's facing one raptor, then the other two can get to his weak spots, which is basically the underbelly. So who knows? Are we going to see Gastonia and Ankylosaur being brought down for the first time by a pack of raptors, or who knows? I mean, we'll just have to wait and find out. But other than that, the Utah Raptors and the Gastonia, both designs look great. I'm really excited. Oh, the Pachyrhinosaurs, they look beautiful. And Pachyrhinosaurus is one of my favorite ceratopsians, aside from Triceratops and Styracosaurus, But in this series, Pachyrhinosaurus, they look great. And it looks like these might be the Lacustae species, which is the one that is mostly used in a lot of media. Like we saw Lacustae in Disney Dinosaur, the Walking with Dinosaurs movie, and also I believe this is Lacustae in March of the Dinosaurs. And all three look great. But in Prehistoric Planet, they showed the smallest species called Pterosaurs, and it looks great. But there's a third species called Canadensis, which is the largest one. And as far as I know, Canadensis didn't really get any screen time in any kind of media, which is really unfortunate. And even though Lacustae and Pterosaurs, they're great, but I would like to see, at least one documentary, hopefully in the future, where they'll show Pachyrhinosaurus canadensis, because that one I think needs some attention too. Oh yeah, and for the first time we have Albertosaurus, probably one of my favorite of the North American Tyrannosaurus, aside from you know who. The Albertosauruses look great. Also, I do like the sparse feathering on these guys, which I think is fairly accurate for pretty much all North American Tyrannosaurs, or pretty much all of the later Tyrannosaurs. Having like some kind of sparse feathering on them, from the head down to maybe to the end of the tail, which I think they look much cooler that way. And as far as North American Tyrannosaurs go, the ones that had more media are usually Spinosaurus and Gorgosaurus, both are great. Both are great. But I feel like Albertosaurus, since that's another really popular North American Tyrannosaur, I feel like that one didn't really get that much screen time. So thankfully in Walking with Dinosaurs 2, Albertosaurus is gonna have its time to shine, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see Pachyrhinosaurus and Albertosaurus go head to head with one another, and I'm really excited for this story. Next up, we have the Edmontosaurus, and looks like this is the Regalis species, which is found up near northern Canada, all the way up to Alaska. And the second species is called Anectens, which is found much more further southern Canada, all the way down to like the western United States, like in the Hell Creek Formation, like in the same formation where we find T-Rex, Triceratops, and Ankylosaurus, and Pachycephalosaurus. It's slightly bigger than Regalis and with a longer snout. But here in Walking with Dinosaurs 2, we have the Regalis species, which we can tell because it has like a typical hadrosaur snout. And also we found evidence, I believe it was in 2015, where they found like what appears to be like a flat looking crest on its head, which is interesting. And I do like the idea they went with in the series here, that the crest may represent a sign of sexual dimorphism. So the crested ones are probably the males, and the non-crested ones may be female, which I think that's a great depiction. I love it. So, and maybe it's possible that they may have had that kind of sexual dimorphism back then. So maybe not, but I'd say this is a good start. It's a good start. And yeah, so that's Edmontosaurus. And it's going to be in the same story as Albertosaurus and Pachyrhinosaurus. And yeah, Edmontosaurus looks great. Okay, next we have what appears to be Quetzalcoatlus, and or some kind of other Azhdarchid pterosaur. And so I just looked up. There's actually two species of Quetzalcoatlus. Northrop is the largest one, which is about as tall as a giraffe when it's walking on all fours, and has a wingspan about 40 feet wide, which is massive. And the second one is called Lawsony, which is smaller and still taller than the average man. Has a wingspan about 15 feet. Still pretty big, but not as big as the other one. And judging from the size here against this little Triceratops, I'm guessing this might be Lawsony. because it looks slightly smaller than Northropy, which would have made the little Triceratops here look like a bug. but that's just my thought. This also could be a totally different species of Azhdarchid pterosaur. So yeah, either Quetzalcoatlus lawsoni, or it's a totally different species of Azhdarchid pterosaur. But other than that, looks really good. Ah yes, and Triceratops. And there is going to be an episode mainly about Triceratops. And now, Triceratops was in the original series, only it was a dead one, which is kind of unfortunate since, considering Triceratops is one of the most popular dinosaurs. And luckily, we did have pterosaurs in the original series, which was probably the only time it had, on-screen time just in that series. Yeah, it did also appear in Dinosaur King, which is great, but Pterosaurus is also one of those dinosaurs that didn't really have that much screen time, aside from Walking with Dinosaurs. So I'm glad they gave Pterosaurus some attention, but since they had a dead Triceratops in the original series, I think it's great that in this series, they have an episode dedicated to Triceratops, which I think that's a fair job. The baby here looks very accurate, looks very well accurate, because we do have Triceratops on ontogeny, where it's like different growth stages, and we do have baby Triceratops, which is great. And so when Triceratopses were young, their horns kind of curve backwards, and they have like these little triangular ornaments on their heads. And as they get older, the horns start curving forward, and then those triangular bones start to flatten. And it looks like, and the adult here, we can only see just the head, looks really good. Looks great. And I definitely like the flashing colors on the frill. I think that makes it a lot more, very, very intimidating for predators. And I will say, baby Triceratops are definitely one of the cutest of baby dinosaurs. I would say this little guy, and also in Prehistoric Planet, these have to be the cutest depictions of baby Triceratops I've ever seen. So yeah, Triceratops, I'm really excited for this episode. And of course, I've saved the best for last. Do I really need to say the name? You guys know who this is. I will say, this is definitely a great improvement from the original series. Honestly, the original design, honestly, didn't really bother me. It still doesn't bother me to this day, but I can kind of understand why, this is probably a lot of fans' least favorite T-Rex design, because, and yeah, I do agree, yeah, the proportions are just way off. The tail is a little too short, the legs are too thin, it's walking on its tiptoes like a ballerina, and the head is too boxy. So I would say this is probably not the best T-Rex design, even for the time. But still, I don't have any. But still, it doesn't bother me like most people. So yeah, the design itself, it's not great, no, but I still don't have a problem with it. It's still classical. But I will say, in Prehistoric Park, which was done by the same people who did Walking with Dinosaurs, the original series, I would say the Prehistoric Park T-Rex design looks much, much better. For the time at least. Now, this design looks fantastic. I do like the reddening crests over the eyes. And also, I would like to see the whole body too, but I think, just half of what I see, is a good start. And it has lips, which at first I wasn't really too fun with the whole T-Rex and large theropods having lips, because I thought they didn't look as terrifying anymore. But I do remember in the Land Before Time movies, the shark teeth, at least the larger ones, they did have lips, and they still look pretty terrifying. And I think my big switch was when I saw the trailer for Prehistoric Planet, and at the end of the trailer when I saw the T-Rex, and even though it had lips, my excitement just got the better of me, and I just didn't care anymore. Lips or no lips. It looks fantastic. It looks spot on. So yeah, the T-Rex design in Walking with Dinosaurs 2 looks spot on. So, but yeah, I still like to see the whole body. But so far, it looks spot on. All right, guys, and so those are my thoughts on the new Walking with Dinosaurs miniseries, and I'm really excited. And I would say they've come a long way from the original series, which honestly is a great classic. But in terms of scientifically accuracy, I would say this is the time to show off, you know, the more modern ideas in paleontology, and this is really exciting. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the new Walking with Dinosaurs miniseries, and it looks absolutely spectacular. And I'm really excited to see the miniseries. I think it's gonna come out in May, so which is even more exciting. So yeah, okay guys, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on my social media, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out.